the arrival of Boaty in the new company car. Well, the company car, which is neither new or very interesting. It's what?
It's all kicking off in the arches.
That's why you listen to it, isn't it?
Well, it's the omnibus. Good morning.
Good morning. We're going to use this car today, aren't we?
We are, yes.
Yep.
You're a big improvement with your legs covered up.
I don't wear jeans very often these days because once you're going to use wearing something more comfortable for doing work on cars, you never really want to go back. You just feel this constant thing around your gut, and I still think I'm a 32 waist.
Have you ever been a 32 waist?
I used to be 30.
I suppose I was when I was born, but...
I thought you said when I was bored then.
No, born.
And you know how a gentleman does his jacket up when he stands up?
Yeah.
I kind of do my pants up when I stand up.
That's an insight none of us needed.
Today, Boaty and I are on our first little trip out in the company car to go and possibly buy another car, and hopefully we will be doing. So we're just going to crack on basically. We're driving, it doesn't matter about covering it up, does it?
We have to protect the privacy at the Momo station, which has now been tested and is fully operational.
Yeah. Where are you going?
You're driving.
It's your car.
I need a rest. I drove, 250 miles yesterday. I've driven 2 hours to get here today. I've got to drive 2 hours back, then an hour to the restaurant. I'll be driving another 100.
I can't believe this. I am actually being a passenger in Boaty's car. I thought it would never happen. He does like it warm in here.
A640 Elizabethan Way.
So we are on our way to Preston to go and view and possibly buy a Rover 400 HHR, which looks very nice. You like it too, don't you?
Indeed. And welcome to a more sedate and enjoyable driving experience.
It will most definitely be more enjoyable because I will be able to have a cup of tea.
Lady.
Craig drove that MGTF back from Lancaster last night for me, which is very good of him.
It is very good of him.
And in return, I bought him a kebab from Istanbul, and I feel almost like I've cheated on you.
I was
Go
just
right
about
on
to
the
say
roundabout
that.
and take the second
Can't
exit.
believe
Then
you've done
go
that.
straight on.
And my wife used to like her because she said that she was very soothing and she didn't put her on edge.
The Rover 75 diesel is the perfect motorway car, isn't it, really? It's very, very smooth. And so the question is, what do we know about this car? And it is a Rover.
I asked that question.
Well,
You've just nicked it.
I didn't nick a question.
You've made it all about...
Questions are not owned by anybody.
It was my question and now you've just made it all about you.
But you're suggesting that
And every time we stop making it all about you, you cut it out in the edit suite.
I'm going to do exactly that.
I know you are.
No, I'm not, because you want to lay claim to a question.
Well, I asked it. I mean, that's just a matter of fact, isn't it? I said...
How can you be possessive over a question?
I said, viewers, in a conversational way, what do we know about this car? Because I know I sent you the original advert, but I've had a drink since then and I've forgotten all about it. So I've genuinely got no idea what we're going to look at. And potentially buy.
Alright, well...
I don't know why I went into that voice just there. And I've got no idea why I'm keeping on doing it.
Because you aspire to be Terry Wogan.
Oh, is that Wogan?
It's sort of, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I do my own voices. Except for Brucey. No, but this is a...
Well, a bit Bruce marvellous on a Sunday morning, and after the first episode of Strictly Come Dancing, lovely.
I reckon he's overdoing it.
Car!
Oh, yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
about the car.
Oh yes, of course. Bong, bong, bong. Well, it is a Rover.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it's a Rover 400.
400.
It's a V registered. So it's
99?
99. It's green, which will be probably BRG. It's got half leather seats.
Oh,
It's a 1.6 manual, so it will be a
Honda engine.
K series.
Oh.
And also, I'm sure, maybe it's got red carpets. Or has it just got red mats? I'm not sure. It'd be lovely if it had red carpets. I do like a red carpet.
What? Does it make you feel like a VIP going to the BAFTAs?
Yeah. I always feel like a VIP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. You are very special.
Liar.
Innit?
Why do you keep saying it?
I don't know, bro. I think it might be Street Talk Sunday.
Look, you can see that's a live recording.
This is art eating itself here. The inside lane. Notice how it lacks a roof.
Mother.
Oh, it's a nice mugging. Oh, and they're properly kitted out. That is the best thing. Oh,
Do as you're told.
I have done unconditional surrender from day one.
After 400
My
yards,
battle flag is a white cross on a white background.
roundabout and take the third exit.
I've heard people talk about relationships as a battle in the past. I think that might be where they go wrong.
Interesting.
You know, if you're going to have a relationship with a lady, or indeed somebody of the same sex, or whatever,
After 800 yards, go right
That's
on
really
roundabout
disruptive.
and take the
Kestrel.
third exit.
Oh.
X6, no
Yep.
stop lane.
Kestrel.
Oh, I don't have to stop. I can just go whizzing round.
Yeah, assuming that the relationship is going to be based on a fight, surely that's not how you're going to get along with each other the best way. No entry. Maybe that's what the fight was about.
It said authorised vehicles only.
That Burger King. Would you like Burger King for din-dins?
I haven't had Burger King for ages. Or there's a hungry horse.
Yeah, I don't eat horses.
Have you never eaten horse?
Well, I don't think I have.
Well, yeah, have you ever shopped at Tesco?
Very pretty, isn't it? You had a cottage with a thatched roof.
Yeah.
Does it have like some sort of underlay in it as well? And it's like Donald Trump's haircut.
I knew you were going to bring Donald Trump into it. I just knew it. That's definitely not for me, but Captain Mustard would love to waddle up that whoopsie-daisy.
There's not a lot of point in showing this car unless we're going to take it. So we'll show it if we take it. Got a few small things. It's probably a little bit worse than I was expecting, but not much. To me, it looks like a solid enough car that we can turn into something much, much nicer without lots of effort. Power steering pump's one thing. That appears to be a bit weak. There's a bit of a damp smell inside as well, which might have had something to do with the previous occupant being a smoker. And those door card trims missing.
Or he could have been a wetter.
A wetter?
Yeah.
What, you mean he wheezed the car?
Yeah.
Do people do that?
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's going to affect the bidding a bit, isn't it? Would you?
Okay, right.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Car's fine at the right money.
Right.
Can't tell them.
We won't record this private conversation now, so bugger off.
Yeah.
Here I am behind the company car, which can mean only one thing. And that one thing is that the car has been purchased. Quick pit stop to get some fuel in it and straight off. We was going to stop here for some dinner, and that's going to be the way we're going to be doing things in future. That's the idea. That was we'll stop and get the old picnic camper out and stuff, but we haven't done it. It's a bit difficult to organise. Here we are on the motorway doing 70 miles per hour, and it goes along very, very nicely actually. It's driving nice and straight, and it's comfortable, and the seats are lovely. These are really, really very, very lovely seats indeed. So what about things that don't work so far? Brakes are good enough. Oh, hang on, there's something missing there. There's ash. That's not too good. I'll show you that afterwards. Speedo works, rev counter works, fuel gauge works, temperature gauge works. The fans are broken, and besides the bits of missing trim off the door and the headlining being saggy, all good so far. So, all good, and it pulls along very, very nicely. Just what we wanted. Straight as an arrow. It is. Hands off the wheels. Can still go okay. That's a good sign. Slow moving traffic. Exactly what we wasn't expecting for a Sunday outing like this. That little boaty man must be starving by now, as am I. And now we've got to endure this inconvenience. But why do people have to come out on a Sunday just to get stuck in a queue? What's wrong with them all? That's a relief. The queue is going that way, and we're going that way. Thank you. The wonderful thing about one of these collections, of course, is it's an unknown car. It's not a huge distance, only about 40 miles. But there's always that thing at the back of your mind: what if it goes wrong? What if we misjudge this car? What if we're complete lunatics and I've got a clue what we're doing? What if? And Boaty will be thinking exactly the same thing whilst he's following me right now. And until we get back to PNHQ, we'll both be a little bit. Should do that. This car seems fine. Only a couple of miles to go now, and Boaty's gone missing. Strange, I don't know where he is. You look in the rear view mirror and he's just not there. That's a bit concerning. Ah, there he is, jolly good. First purchase.
Yes.
Yes. Do you like it?
Yeah. How was it?
It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Drives well.
Did you break wind?
No.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Those seats are really comfortable.
I love the interior.
Those seats are really nice.
Yeah. Seats are great. I love the burgundy carpet.
Yep, me too.
I love the little touches that you get on these earlier cars. I like the illuminated ignition.
Yeah.
Barrel. I like the better quality plastics on the stalks.
They don't feel any different. They just feel the
like
same,
the wheels.
actually.
No, but they look different.
They look.
They've got like a luster, a shiny finish, whereas the later Project Drive ones are a dull.
Oh right. Oh,
unpleasant looking.
we're talking about a different car altogether there, though, aren't we?
Oh yes.
I mean, honestly, Project Drive cars are enough to make me be embarrassed by Rover.
All right, steady on. This Sunday.
Look, Boaty, an engine bay. Do you know what kind of engine that is?
I do.
Yes.
I know very well. All that petrol, go on your holidays and that.
I will do.
That's what you've done, isn't it? You're going to bloody commute this for free for the next fortnight.
What? Off a quarter of a tank of petrol?
Yeah. Well, you only live up the road, don't you? Outrageous. Well, you join me at a moment of scandal, as we've just discovered we put petrol in on the way home. Now, I would have thought it's a 35-mile journey, pretty much all motorway, as you might have seen. It's a 1.6, so it's going to be easily going to be doing 40 miles per gallon. It's £10. It's £10 all day long. But mustard here
What?
stuck 20 quid in.
Well, I thought I was paying for it, that's why. I never see the point in putting anything less than a tenner in.
Never known you put 20 quid in a car before.
Oh. I could tell that, you know, you don't really like driving.
Could you? How could you tell that?
I could just tell.
Could you? All right.
Yeah. I can see now why you always ask me to do the job. I can see now.
Tricky
why you
things,
always ask me.
words, aren't they?
They can be, yeah.
Yeah. Go on, you were saying you can see now.
I've already done that bit.
Oh, you done it?
Yeah, I can see now why you always ask me to drive.
Right.
Because I look quite comfortable with it and quite happy to do it, and you don't.
I did on the way back.
Is that why you kept disappearing behind me?
Yeah.
You didn't want to see this?
They're just idiots on the motorway. Why can't they drive to a constant speed?
Oh, well, no, that is the case. And we're supposed to be talking about the car anyway.
I love the interior. The seats are supremely comfortable,
Yeah.
and they look really stylish and funky. There's not much lateral support.
No, but they're really comfortable, that's the
They
point.
are really comfortable.
That wasn't a very long drive, but, you know, I usually
You're
find
right, it
after
wasn't a
10...
very long drive.
I usually find within 10 miles I can tell
10
whether...
miles.
Yeah, I can tell whether the seats are going to be good enough for a very long journey. And
I
think
see.
These would.
And how do you tell that?
Well, by the fact that I'm still comfortable.
So basically, after 10 miles of sitting on a seat, you can tell whether you're comfortable or not.
Yeah, that does sound a bit daft, but there is something more to it.
Is there?
Yeah. Now, have you ever sat on a seat?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I thought, oh, this is nice. Yeah.
Yes.
And then within 10 miles, you think, oh God, I'm uncomfortable.
No, that's never happened.
Well, I have found that to happen quite a lot.
Really? Do you think the problem could be with you?
Yeah, I do. But that is exactly the point I'm not trying to make. That
And I'm making it extremely well, if I may say so. I think I speak for all of our audience when I say that none of us have a clue what you're on about.
well, perhaps I should explain a little bit further then.
Oh,
If the seats can
great.
accommodate my comfort on a long journey, then they must be excellent, because I do have back problems.
Right.
Being as I'm a working man that lifts things and moves around. You don't have back problems, do you know?
I don't. I used to, but my doctor advised me that I should stop lifting heavy things. So from that point on, I've always done my whittling sitting down, and my back's been fine.
Yeah.
Gents, sit down. The seated we is a thing of...
Oh, that! Right, yeah. We sat down.
Yeah,
Right.
because my doctor said I can't lift anything heavy.
Did you really?
Huh? No, I haven't been to the doctor since I was 12.
Are we still talking about the car? Have we started?
And in addition to that, my penis is surprisingly small for a man of my size.
I bet it is.
You wouldn't want it on your forehead as a wart.
Do you know what? I don't really think the size is the issue there. I've never I've never thought I wouldn't mind his penis on my head as I've walked about anyone.
I like
you
it, Graham.
miserable lights.
Right, see if you can do a 3, 2, 1 countdown and sync exactly with the lights going green. Use your mental force to force them to your way of thinking. 3, 2, 1, change. Bollocks.
Going green, yeah?
That was just a practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've already had your go.
That was a practice.
Wasn't much of a practice, was it? 3, 2, 1.
You went in, no, that doesn't count.
That's what you said.
No. Oh, hello.
He's going fast, isn't he?
He is going fast. Freezing off my titties off, I'm freezing off my titties off. Freezing off my titties off, I'm freezing my tits off.
You're a much colder man than I am.
Yeah, I'm nesh, as they say.
Nesh.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't know that one. You nesh. I'm happy to be educated on the meaning of that word. I'll just go and look it up afterwards.
It's a northern word meaning that you are prone to being cold and that you don't tolerate cold terribly well. And you're already going to hell for eating kebabs on a Sunday instead of going to church.
Oh, look at this knob.
Guess what he was driving?
An Audi. Oh, you didn't see that, but it was an Audi, and it was a knob. Anyway, this car is. Do you know what? You know when you first get in the car,
This car's a super freak. This car's a super freak. This car's a super freak. Oh, mama!
Can we tell who's the annoying one this week? It's not me, it's him.
Have you ever thought that you could ruin a lot of American songs by replacing the word mama with the word mummy?
I reckon any word.
Oh, you're such a sexy mummy.
Any song that has the word mummer in has already ruined itself as far as I'm concerned.
What about Slade? Mama, we're all quite crazy now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You've got to be into Slade.
got to be into them. I do quite like the harmonic structuring in some of their songs, actually.
Get you harmonic structure.
Get you. I hate that as well. There's
Well-
lots of things I really don't like about you.
It's difficult to just pick one, isn't it?
I'm just trying to talk about this car, but you won't let me.
Oh no, please continue.
We've almost finished our journey now. I was just going to say,
Is that like in a metaphysical sense, because we're quite old?
do you know what? You're older than me.
No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm bloody not.
You actually are.
I'm totally not.
No, I mean not
Chronologically.
not chronologically, no, but you're definitely older than me. I mean that. Although I do agree, Radio 4 is good.
It's not just good, it's essential.
Yeah.
The Archers had a different theme tune this morning. He's forgotten the keys.
Yep.
He's remembered that he's forgotten the keys. He's now taken the keys.
Door handles. Thanks for switching on all the electrics in my absence. These door handles are better than the 45 as well.
Yes.
Although they're basically the same thing, they are actually
Better.
better.
Yes.
Shall I put it right in view?
Yes.
Dinner time for us
Dinner time for hungry boys. Right, I tell you what, the car needs new headlining, yeah?
Yeah, ideally. Well, yeah, it does.
It does. And door cards.
Yeah, or at least the door car covers.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Given that it's got this fantastic burgundy carpet, could you see the car having a kind of BRM theme and having the headlining and door cards done in burgundy to match?
Yeah, I think it would look really tarty, at the same time really cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's an option for the customer, isn't it?
It is, yeah. An
for the
option.
new owner.
An option that we've suggested.
The new keeper.
So that means that if they do it, that's our idea.
The new daddy. Yes.
the new daddy.
Yeah. They're the daddy.
That sounds a bit creepy, actually. You saying creepy things isn't nice at all.
You know what one of my favourite things about this car is?
I don't know. You'll have to tell me, I think.
The gramophone. How fabulous is that?
Yeah, it is. It is nice to see an original radio in there indeed.
Yeah, that is OEM. That is the original equipment.
And it works.
And it works. And these are quite rare these days. So, if you're going to be the new keeper of this car, and it's not a given, by the way, don't assume that just because you have X amount of quid, you can come along and take this car. We're going to be a bit selective, aren't we?
Oh yeah, there's no point in us doing this otherwise.
We want this car to go to the right owner. So, if you do adopt young Gladys here, you've got an option with this. You've either got beautiful, valuable, period, original accessory, or you could take it out, sell it, and you would then have the money to put something new and fabulous and exciting in there, if that's your thing. Personally, I like originality. Some people like to modernise certain aspects of the car, and the stereo is often the first choice. Or that would, believe it or not, that would pay for your roof lining and your door cards, or at least the vast majority of it.
Yeah. Have you finished?
Yeah.
Good.
Now, we were told that the air conditioning was fully operational. Did you try it at all when you were driving back yesterday?
No, I didn't. It's too cold for that.
Oh, right, okay.
Try afterwards.
Thank you for that valuable information.
I can't wait to clean this carpet up, actually. And look at that great stack of paperwork that you haven't really got. That is one thing we haven't got, is loads of paperwork, unfortunately.
No, but res ipsa loquitur, or the thing speaks for itself. An incredible thing for somebody to own and to enjoy and to bond with. I'm rather fond of it. If this was silver, I'd buy it myself.
But that brings an interesting point, actually.
Oh. Prepare yourselves for an interesting point. Da, 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 Captain Mustard's interesting point. Boom.
And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
When
You get a bit Bruce.
When I get a moment to myself, I think I'll actually just rattle on in my special way, because he's been doing his best to upset the apple cart, so to speak. No, I don't like that phrase. What I was going to say about this car is that I actually like it enough to buy it myself. Do you mind getting out of the car, sir?
Oh. I only had half a pint, officer.
Stand my legs apart. With a bucket of water and some soapy stuff, this car shall have its first clean. Not ever, but the first one that I've done. And then I'm going to choose a panel to do some of the bits with. Clay bar, wax, and just see how good we can make one panel, so we know how good the car's going to come up once it's finished. What do you reckon to that?
Very exciting, and then we'll take it somewhere rather nice later on today and do an initial walk around and introduction to Gladys.
Gladys. I think Gladys is its name, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's okay.
This quarter panel here is what I'm going to choose to try and make look as lovely and as glossy as possible. And now the problem is that you can't see this as well as I can, because as good as my camera phone happens to be, it's not as good as your own eyes. Anyway, carry on. Boaty! 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 Come here, boy! Hey, boy! Boaty boy! Come here! Pet Boaty's gone missing. I wanted him to see this as well. He's lurking about down here somewhere. I've been calling you.
Oh, sorry, dude.
I've been shouting you. I've been whistling you and everything. I've got a dog treat for you. He's messing with the company car. So, to test how good this paint is now, what I want you to do is just run your fingernails along there, all the way to the top, and tell me the point at which I haven't polished it. And you'll see you'll feel a really big difference.
Can I just point out that I feel uncomfortable doing this because he asked me to do exactly the same thing last night on a particular part of his body. With my fingernail.
Yeah.
I can't feel anything through my nails.
No, you don't feel it.
Oh!
Yeah, no, just like this. Just like that. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, just like there.
That feels like you could smooth your nails off on, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. It feels like an emery board.
Yeah.
And this is as smooth as I imagine Kristen Scott Thomas's inner thigh would be like.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's dribbled off the Rover sign, but that can be cleaned back off again. I think I should do that. We're now moving on to one of my favourite jobs of them all, which is making the red carpet look lovely. Boaty's going to try out the lady position in the car to see whether it is possible. There we go. The beauty of that is, if you're prepared to compromise a little bit and sit like that, then there'll be plenty of room in the back for you. See? You've been doing far too much of this today. You don't need to know why he's laughing, but trust me, he shouldn't be. So, Boaty, what are we doing now?
Well, we're driving somewhere rather lovely in order to give the viewers a quick, well, a slightly more detailed introduction to this vehicle and an invitation for them, should they so wish, to apply to adopt her.
Gladys.
Yeah.
Just switch it on and leave it on because...
we sound ready and it takes time, and that time that I could be doing something else. So I'll just miss all the good bits.
You're starting to get really irritating, do you know that?
I've got some way to go yet.
Have you?
Yeah, we're barely on the irritation scale.
Well, that's great, because it means I won't feel guilty about what I've got up my sleeve.
I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on your nerves.
I bet you do.
So, we were talking before we
rudely interrupted ourselves.
Before we opened our lives and our thoughts, if not our actual trousers, to you, fine and lovely people of YouTube and the wider interweb. Can you see?
I'm just trying the aircon out now so I can see a bit better.
Alright, jolly good. You appear to have it on full cold.
Yeah.
Do you actually want my tits to fall off?
No, I don't want your tits to fall off. I just want you to start wearing a bra.
Left and separate. One of the problems that we're going to encounter is that we are probably going to find cars that we would like to own personally. And this has happened as early as now, because this is a car that Mustard would very much like to personally own. And I have suggested that we build something into the company statutes which says something along the lines of that each partner has the right to purchase up to...
What if, so we can have 4 cars each, that's 8. What if we only buy 9 in the whole year?
Then there better be a profit in that 9th one. Talk.
I love bridges.
What would that bridge say?
Why would it have to say anything?
Well, why wouldn't it if it could talk?
But why would it talk?
Well, in order to impart its history and teachings. Now, this is the place where we saw
Wait a minute, so are you saying like a bridge could have an opinion on something?
Well, if you spent 100 years with trains running over you and just watching life go by, wouldn't you have something to say?
Well,
I mean, you've done, barely a fraction of that, and you've got an opinion on everything.
actually, yeah.
In and spindly, in and spindly.
Would you prefer a thin and spindly man or a larger lady?
Oh God.
You make me think of questions like that.
Well, for what purpose? Would I prefer them for what?
Not anything.
Jiggery pokery or?
No. Just to be cuddly with.
Cuddly with?
Yeah.
I don't like
somebody to keep warm with.
I don't like being cuddly with anybody. I'm not a tactile person.
No, you're not.
No.
I haven't got that impression so far.
I've only hugged one man in my life.
Made that too later.
No, it freaks me out that.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to tell you something interesting here about this car. Blackstone Edge Road is not massively steep, but I've not found a 1.6k series to be able to just go all the way up in 5th gear. But this one is doing it. It was probably that bloody thing that was hanging about the side of the road the other day,
yeah.
waiting for death.
What's that?
Camper van.
Hey?
Camper van.
What's that?
Wind turbine.
And if you weren't watching me at this moment, I would, and I'm not ashamed to say it, clutch my little tinkle with excitement. There, I said it and I don't care.
Yeah,
How do you pronounce that?
Nobody can see what Mythen Road.
Yeah, that one.
Mythen Road.
Yeah, I had a bad case of those ones. Got some ointment.
So we're back to the Wyford story again, are we?
Yeah, it's just the right size and shape for my personal taste. What do you think?
Well, it's a gear knob, and it does the job well. Do be careful there, Boaty. As you can probably tell, you may be able to tell that Boaty there is taking pictures of this car for the proper advert. And that is before we've cleaned it up as well as we can do, because there's only so much you can do in one day. And what I'm doing is deliberately getting in his way while he takes these pictures. Hello, I'm Mustard, and that's Boaty, and as you're already this far into the video, you probably already know that. I'm coming for that hug right now. You can run, but you need to get back in the car at some point.
And speaking of the car, what do we have here? Why don't you tell the nice people?
Well, it is, as they already know, a Rover 416 HHR from 1999 on a V-Reg in British Racing Green.
With a rather splendid interior.
Yes.
With lots of potential for improvement. Now then, this is quite an exciting car. It's one of the last of the 400 line before they swapped over to the 45, and it has a lot of things going for it that may come as a surprise to those who are only more familiar with the later pre and post facelift 45 model. It's in a really good colour, British Racing Green, and the paintwork on this particular model is going to come up really exceptionally well. This is going to be an exceedingly handsome car, and a car with which you could easily fall in love.
I've had my first go on doing some paint work on this so far, so I've taken this panel and I've managed to make it a bit smoother. Then we got into that and it's nice and rough again when it's not been too well looked after. And then I've had a go on this door and that's coming up nicely as well, I'm sure you can see. And over the next week or so I shall continue to do these one panel at a time, and you can see some progress on the Project Nigel channel.
The mileage is good, it's exactly where you want it to be. The car has done 81,000 miles. Not too many, not too few. As I've mentioned before, low mileage is very nice, but it can bring problems. Drives really very, very well indeed. And mechanically, the car is in very good shape.
A car of this age does not come without any problems. Certainly not for the price that we are going to be asking for it.
So what have we got here? Well, we've got a superb entry-level modern classic. It is MOT'd. It's got a good long MOT. It drives superbly. It's mechanically very good. Yes, there are some little issues, some of which the good captain has already told you about, but let's have a look at this thing. Let's have a proper look. Handsome, isn't it? Great colour, and this colour is only going to get better with the work that Mustard's going to put into it. Nice alloy wheels, and what a fabulous interior. You might like the period touches. Real fake wood. A beautifully shaped and presented knob.
I think it's time that we come to some sort of conclusion on this car in this video. And for me, this car is particularly difficult to see go. I knew from the moment I saw this and drove it, I'd end up wanting to keep it myself, which is why Boaty started chatting about us being able to keep a certain amount of cars that we've actually got for business, because we're both going to end up with cars that we really, really want to keep. And on this one, I like this even more, I think, than my own personal car, my Rover 45 called Alfie. And if I didn't have that car, I would not be entertaining in any way whatsoever the idea of selling it. It's a car that I know I could spend not even a massive amount of time making it feel really, really special. And it does feel really special anyway. Just been driving it over the hills there and everything, and it's really at home over those kind of roads. It's a fantastic driver's car, yet it's still humble and very, very British, and it's everything I want personally from a car. But do you want it? Because if you don't, I do.
This car is immediately available should you want it, and should we think that you are a suitable new keeper for it. What about price? What about value? Well, to be completely honest, we're not absolutely certain yet. We're not sure where we might go with this car. We're going to see how it responds to some really fine detailing. I've got a thing at the back of my mind that I might fancy doing the roof lining myself, doing the door cards, and putting the number plates off last week's Rover 45 on it, which is R400 HHR. Perfect for this car, and then offering it as a package. However, the car is MOT'd, the car is driving well, it is absolutely ready to go, and you could have all of that fun and all of that pleasure yourself. If you think you might be that person, contact us, and contact us quickly, and we will be more than happy to arrange an immediate deal for you, and that's at a price that we would negotiate between us.